eggs. How much eggs? 3. 3. Oh, it tells us at the top.
What are you doing? Join my life too.
Yeah, no. Just stay out. Okay, hold it.
I'm gonna put it in.
Do people
Katie's
are
cousin.
Katie's cousin. Stalker.
Hi, Katie's cousin.
Look, I'm like.
So, there you go. Thanks for
Move your phone out.
You did the Katie's cousin.
People, come join my life.
Memphis. That's who you are.
Who's that?
Katie's cousin. I didn't know who the heck you were, so. That's nice.
Again, I was like,
Is
upset.
it 1 quart?
1/2 or 1/4 cup of oil.
A half cup. And then 1 cup of water.
Is it gonna just get a cup of milk?
Just a little bit. This is Canada.
With milk.
Scissors? Yeah. I said, can you find a scissors? I can't send it here. Oh, can you get up? You're making your life easy. I don't know.
Oh, I like that one.
Yes. A cup of milk.
Seriously, your dad doesn't like pranks.
Ow!
Front door.
No. Just no. Who are you? Ow, I hurt myself. It's snowing. I don't like it. There's white shit everywhere. Who likes stuff like this? My birthday is in the summer, so wait. Can I try the challenge? I want to try the challenge. I don't know how. Canada A. I'm gonna go spin around on a chair again. No, let's go Dr. Phil photos. Okay, can I show you what we did on surgery to a banana?
Oh my gosh. I start with
It's kind of gross.
Okay.
Just a little bit. Canada A. Messy PC. Fortnite stickers that you can get I don't know where. Cleaned. Clean. Cleaned. Okay. Will this thing turn on or is it dead?
Katie, don't lock her in outside forever. Actually, I'm here.
Turn on. No single.
There.
Okay.
Katie, stay on my live thing.
Let's head over here.
Cupcakes alone because Esther is too busy leaving her own life. Don't leave me.
Where do I live? Why do you need to know that information? It's not like a good thing to know.
I think I need oil.
And I made myself
Is this right?
Yes. Every night.
Oh yeah.
I had spent 10 years tormenting them, and they were now forever tormenting me. I live in a hospital now, and I can still hear the scratching.
Then where do you
Close
live?
my eyes, I
Oh,
can't. I haven't really slept in a year.
nothing.
My
I'm
doctor says
living.
if I don't sleep,
Load,
I'll die.
load, load,
I
load,
spend my days
load.
watching news coverage of my father's trial. I spend my nights staring at the walls. And though I try every night, I never fall asleep.
Oh,
I always
I'm
hear the scratching.
Canadian.
I always do.
And how did you even find out about my channel?
This next story comes from Jeffrey in the UK, who used to live in a house with an eerie piece of furniture that had something attached to it. In 2011, Jeffrey
Dang it, I
moved to
can't get
Cambridge
my
for
own
college. The campus was small, so most students moved into communal housing. Jeffrey and 4 other roommates rented a house that was available until the summer, when the owners would move back in. The owners stored anything they couldn't take with them in the attic. Jeffrey and his housemates were warned not to open it. They knew this was because the landlord was trying to protect their belongings, but they still joked there might be another tenant in the house, one they didn't want to get out. Jeffrey's room was at the top of the stairs. He left his room sparsely furnished to maximize the space. Apart from a single bed and a wardrobe, the only other piece of furniture was an old 4-cupboard dresser that the owners had left behind. It had a large, cloudy mirror set in the middle of it. From the first day, Jeffrey didn't like to look in that mirror. It was so warped and cloudy, it reminded him of a funhouse mirror. Something about its murky surface just made him chill. After a week or so, he decided he couldn't take it. It was ugly, unsettling, and he hated waking up and looking down into the mirror. He spoke to his housemate Brian about it, and they figured maybe it was just too heavy to move, so the owners didn't move it into the attic. Brian was a fashion design student and loves the idea of adding to his already eclectic furniture collection. So together, they moved the dresser into his room. As they carried it across the landing, they were puzzled at how light it was. A couple of people could easily have put it into the attic with little effort, so there was no real reason not to move it. But now that it was out of his room, Jeffrey felt much more at ease. Unfortunately, at the time, he didn't know the impact of his actions. After Jeffrey moved that dresser, locked doors would open by themselves. They would swing open suddenly, not a movement that would be caused by the wind, but as if someone was standing there, opening it. His housemates also complained of hearing thumps and scratches on the floors and walls, but no one owned up to making them. Jeffrey felt like something was trying to get their attention. Maybe their house was haunted. Suddenly, the house became the haunted house, and friends
I'm watching.
something out of the ordinary.
Is that like
They had a lot of fun with the
Someone from
reputation the
American
house
Family.
developed. For Jeffrey,
I thought it
that
was
fun
This
stopped
is
after
Snarled.
a visit
It's
from
a
Brian's
YouTube
mother.
channel. It's
She walked in
art.
the door and
Look.
immediately froze.
Look at this.
Brian asked what was wrong, but she just
Scary
stood there.
stories. If you like scary stuff.
She had never been in their house before. She looked at Jeffrey and said, "That's weird."
Yeah.
Without another word, she walked up the stairs and stood in his room.
Whoosh.
There's something in here. It's really upset. She and Brian left quickly, and she refused to come back into the house again. Whenever she visited, she would wait outside. Jeffrey didn't truly believe the place was haunted, nor did he believe in mediums, but it was obvious everyone was shaken by Brian's mother's reaction. After that, they stopped joking about the ghost. When Jeffrey and his housemates threw parties, because of the lack of space, they opened up the whole ground floor by moving all the furniture and clutter upstairs. As Jeffrey's room was the largest, most of the stuff was stored in there, including a large amount of laundry and the living room couch. During one of these parties one night, Jeffrey went to bed. He locked his door and fell asleep pretty much as soon as he lay down. He was awakened in the early hours of the morning by a woman's voice calling into his room. The voice was sweet and friendly, the kind of voice you expect to hear from someone you've known for a long time. He sighed and started getting out of bed. Then he remembered the door was locked. It only locked from the inside, and as his eyes grew accustomed to the dark, he saw the door wasn't even open. He told himself it was the clothes they piled next to the couch, and he was just hearing someone through the walls.
But I can do the top. We just can decorate that later.
You have to put it back. He kept his eye on the shadow and reached over for the bedside light
That
and
scared
turned it on.
me.
Nothing. There was nothing there. After 3 years, they finally moved
Anime
out.
ad.
Jeffrey was the last one to leave. He was moving in with Justin, another friend from college, who offered to help him move. Jeffrey was cleaning downstairs and asked Justin to bring down some bags from his room. It shouldn't have taken him that long, so Jeffrey was concerned that Justin hadn't come back downstairs yet. He went upstairs and found Justin standing in the middle of the landing, staring into Brian's old room, at the dresser. You okay? What's wrong with that dresser? What? I don't know, it's just creepy. No, it's something else. When I was in your room getting those bags, I felt like someone else was up here. I thought you might have come up, so I came out to find you, and the moment I saw that dresser, I knew that was why. It's like someone's hiding inside it.
Yeah.
Justin was one of the most scientifically minded and rational people Jeffrey knew. He laughed when Jeffrey told him about the house being haunted, and never once hesitated to come over. When he told him about the woman in his room, Justin put his mind at rest with how kindly he dismissed it. Yet, here he stood, more scared than Jeffrey had ever seen him. They both went back downstairs, and as they reached the floor, there was a huge crash upstairs followed by a series of loud bangs. They looked back up the stairs and saw that all the doors were shut, even though they were just open. Not wanting to investigate further, they gathered what was left and ran out of the house. A week later, Jeffrey received a call from the landlord asking what happened upstairs. They told him they had come home to find scuffs on the carpet between his old room and Brian's room across the hall. Did you move any furniture across the landing? Yeah, we carried that mirror dresser into the other room, but we didn't drag it, I swear. But you clearly dragged it when you moved it back to the other room. No, we didn't put it back. Well, somebody did. Sometimes a spirit may not understand that it is past and becomes angry when the living interfere with their business. It seems like whatever was living in Jeff's room really just wanted its dresser back. Want snarled, slay tricks, or something scary merch? Visit our store by clicking the links beneath the video. Like this video if it gave you the chills. And don't forget to subscribe to Snarled and our gaming channel, Slay Tricks. Follow me on social media. Until next time, sweet dreams.
Oh wow, that's scary.
Hey, I'm
Ooh,
Sapphire.
look at that.
Want to hear something scary? From cautionary tales about technology to creepy pastas that will keep you up at night, this next volume is all about the internet. For the next few chapters, I'll be sharing some of the eeriest stories that have emerged thanks to the World Wide Web. But don't worry your little heads, they're all fiction. They all claim to be fiction. Our first chapter comes from the No Sleep subreddit, written by username Scarjo.
Wow, I'm the best.
Have you ever forgotten your phone? When did you realize you'd forgotten it? The realization probably didn't dawn on you spontaneously. More likely, you reached for your phone and were momentarily confused by it not being there. Then you did a mental re-step of the morning's events. Shit. In my case, my phone's alarm woke me up as normal, but I realized the battery was lower than I expected. So I put it on the counter to charge it while I showered instead of into my bag like normal. It was a momentary slip from the routine, but that was all it took. Once in the shower, my brain got back into the routine it follows every morning, and that was it. Forgotten. This wasn't just me being clumsy, as I later researched. This is a recognized brain function. Your brain doesn't just work on one level, it works on many. Like when you're walking somewhere, you think about your destination and avoiding hazards, but you don't think about keeping your legs moving properly. I wasn't thinking about regulating my breathing. I was thinking whether I should grab a coffee on the drive to work. I wasn't thinking about moving my breakfast through my intestines. I was wondering whether I'd finish on time to pick up my daughter Emily from daycare after work, or get stuck with another late fee. This is the thing. There's a level of your brain that just deals with the routine, so that the rest of the brain can think about other things. Most people call it autopilot, but there's danger there. If you have a break in your routine, your ability to remember and account for the break is only as good as your ability to stop your brain going into routine mode. But I didn't stop my brain entering routine mode. I got in the shower as normal, routine started, exception forgotten. Autopilot engaged. I showered, I shaved. The radio forecast amazing weather. I gave Emily her breakfast and loaded her into the car. She was so adorable that morning. She complained about the bad sun blinding her, saying it stopped her having a little sleep on the way to daycare. That was the routine. It didn't matter that my phone was on the counter, charging silently. My brain was in the routine, and in the routine my phone was in my bag. This is why I forgot my phone. Not clumsiness, not negligence, nothing more than my brain entering routine mode and overriding the exception. Autopilot engaged. I left for work. It's a swingeringly hot day already. The bad sun had been burning since before my traitorously absent phone woke me. The steering wheel was burning hot to the touch when I sat down. I heard Emily shift over behind my driver's seat to get out of the glare. But I got to work, submitted the report, attended the morning meeting. It's not until I took a quick coffee break and reached for my phone that the illusion shattered. I did a mental restep. I remember the dying battery. I remember plugging it into the wall. I remember leaving it there. My phone was on the counter. Autopilot disengaged. Again, therein lies the danger. Until you have that moment, the moment you reach for your phone and shatter the illusion, that part of the brain is still in routine mode. The day continued to bake. The morning haze gave way to the relentless fever heat of the afternoon. People swapped coffees for iced smoothies, jackets discarded, sleeves rolled up, ties loosened, brows mopped. The park slowly filled with sunbathers and barbecues. Window frames threatened to warp. The thermometer continued to swell. Thank fuck the offices are air-conditioned. Still cursing myself for forgetting my phone, I drove home. The day's heat had baked the inside of the car, releasing a horrible smell from somewhere. When I arrived on the driveway, the stones crunching comfortingly under my tires, my wife greeted me at the door. Where's Emily? Fuck. As if the phone wasn't bad enough. After everything, I'd left Emily at the fucking daycare after all. I immediately sped back there and started practicing my excuses, wondering vainly if I could charm my way out of the late fee. I saw a piece of paper stuck to the door. Due to vandalism overnight, please use side door. Today only. Overnight? What? The door was fine this morning. I froze. My knees shook. Vandals. A change in the routine. My phone was on the counter. I hadn't been here this morning. My phone was on the counter. I'd driven past because I was drinking my coffee. I'd not dropped Emily off. My phone was on the counter. She'd moved her seat. I hadn't seen her in the mirror. My phone was on the counter. She'd fallen asleep out of the bad sun. She didn't speak when I drove past her daycare. My phone was on the counter. She changed her routine. My phone was on the counter. She changed her routine and I'd forgotten to drop her off. My phone was on the counter. 9 hours. That car. That baking sun. No air. No water. No power. No help. No help. Heat. A steering wheel too hot to touch. That smell. I walked to the car door. Numb. Shocked. I opened the door. My phone was on the counter and my daughter was dead. Autopilot disengaged. In our next chapter, I will be telling you a story written by Pascal Chatterjee about two friends who are messaging on WhatsApp. You asleep? No.
Isn't it cool?
Cats. It's the wind. Sounds like cats fighting. What's your excuse? So that's what they call porn now? Really? What the fuck? I'm not denying it. So I can't believe I'm not here today. Me neither. Quite a issues. But the wind's so loud.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem normal.
No window
So right here? Oh, look at this. I made a mess. Oh, no.
Damn right you do.
What? Shit.
This one, no.
I heard footsteps on the gravel outside.
Get your crazy dad to check it out.
I'm home alone. The fam are on holiday, remember? I
You
told
want
you
to try
this.
the rice crispy?
Really?
For
what? We should hang out.
They really sound like footsteps, but there's something odd about them. I should look out the window, but I
Many
don't
people
know.
Sure, you wanna look out the window when you're
sub to PewDiePie. That's my
Not
catchphrase.
wow, chill. Sure it's nothing.
Brilliant.
Gonna check. Be right back.
Oh jeez, this doesn't sound good.
Dave, there's someone in the garden.
Yeah.
Yes, I can see
Oh,
him.
that's stuff again.
Oh jeez. Oh no.
There's something on his hands and his bushes.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
You must be high. Probably looking for drugs.
David, are you serious? What should I do?
I hope you don't like
He'll
wood.
probably go away by himself.
Oh my god,
You want to taste it?
I'm ruining the garden.
What are you doing?
Shit, it's turning around.
You're still doing that? How long have you been live?
Fuck, this isn't funny.
I've been live for 19 minutes.
Like, same, I'm in
What are you talking about?
I can see you in my garden.
24 minutes, beat
I
that.
think you're touching your phone. Look up. I'm by the window. Can't you hear me banging on it?
It's good.
Look, Annie, now you're scaring me too. And it's definitely not in your garden. That's not me.
Stop playing around. I can see your face, and you're wearing that stupid football jacket you're so proud of.
There must be someone who looks like me. Honestly, I'm at home. I wouldn't play around like that.
It has to be a friend of yours, David. Like a sick prank. How else could he be wearing your jacket?
You're not supposed to jackets like that. My friends don't look anything like me.
You're still doing that, I should
Let me
know.
leave already.
Annie, do you have a gun in your house?
Don't be stupid, David. I couldn't shoot anyone.
Do you have a gun at your house?
Scary.
name on the back?
Yeah,
Oh.
I got one with your name on it.
I can see your fucking name. What the hell is this, David?
Annie, that jacket's in my closet.
Fucking see me. Why is he smiling like that? He's coming.
Call the
I'm gonna
cops.
kill you.
Uh-oh.
She's gonna die. Just knew it.
Annie, pick up. I called the cops, told them there's a break-in attempt to your place. They said they're on their way, but it'll take about half an hour. Annie, are you there?
She dead, bro.
I think she's dead.
Lights off. I'm in a closet with a knife.
Oh, girl.
Please will be there in 20 minutes. You know where
It's
he is?
20 minutes that I've been live.
Not
Are you living me being live?
Uh-huh. I'm that, like, insane. Katie, are you still on?
Jesus Christ, does it know where you are?
No, I grabbed the knife when I saw it running toward the house and I got in the closet when I heard it close.
Okay, good. You'll be fine. A druggie doesn't have the brains to find someone hiding in the closet. The police will
Seriously? Oh, jeez. I never knew.
Oh god, it's gone.
Thank you.
Doesn't
I'll
sound
sub you back.
You
'Cause
just sub me, Unicorns 24.
shush, Emma.
Hey, I'll give you a shout out on TikTok. Like, so shush. To all 3 of my subscribers.
I can put people on timeout. I never knew
I
that.
know, I don't know what the heck that means.
Because they're children.
I don't know why the heck I'm doing that.
Well, probably not.
just 10 more minutes, Annie. Keep it together. We're so strong, we'll get through this.
Oh, Annie be dead.
Annie's dead?
No, I feel like she's gonna die soon.
Oh, wow.
I don't know, Annie. Please, believe me.
Okay, well,
It's probably a double ganger. Do you know what that is? It's like a
No.
spirit that like.
I will if I could.
It's a spirit.
Yeah.
It's just a story anyway.
Well, I'm
so-
gonna go because I want to go on TikTok, so I'll go live again later. Bye. I don't think I have to hold that.
Stop. Think fast.
I don't know, Annie. God, please. It might be.
That's the one I
Back
think I
so
have to
much.
do something with it later.
Back all the time.
So stop.
I don't know how.
Ooh, you saw that.
It's scraping on the walls. Oh, jeez, that's creepy.
What?
Slow down. Try harder. Whatever you're doing is working. Stop. I can't hear anything.
Really? Don't go out yet. Stay put till the police get there.
What should I tell them if he's gone?
Everything, Annie. Everything you told me.
Annie's
I didn't
typing.
know you felt that way about me, David.
And he's dead.
I'm so glad it stopped.
It didn't
Come
stop.
over in the morning, David? I really need to see you.
Of course, Annie, I'll be there.
Great. Can't wait.
Tell you're dead.
Annie,
What the fuck is this?
Annie, how do I know this is you?
Oh, what is that?
I don't know.
Website. But it can't
Okay,
Focus.
Focus, hocus,
In our next
focus.
chapter, I will be telling you a story that originates
Ooh,
from
love that.
creepypasta. A few years
Creepypasta?
ago, I was in a car accident. Since
Creepypasta
then, I
tastes
really
good.
don't leave the house that often.
Creepy
It's
pasta.
difficult, and the idea of seeing a car drive by
Love
makes me
that.
feel lightheaded. So my friend showed me Google Maps. I was fascinated by the fact that I could see all over the world,
Can you, like, turn
almost like being there. I became instantly hooked. I'd virtually walk down streets in China, Japan, Germany, England, so many places. The faces of the people were always blurred to protect their privacy, but it was still enjoyable to see them out there, enjoying their life, walking like it was no big deal. One day when I was looking around Tokyo, I spotted a woman wearing bright red sneakers, the same kind I was wearing. She must have good
Aw.
taste. I laughed. I zoomed in closer and noticed her black pants, her gray bag she carried over her black hooded jacket. She was walking in a relaxed manner, one hand trailing the wall beside her. I bet if I could have seen her face, she'd be smiling. I began to feel a little sad. I wish that I could be there, walking so carefree with her. That wouldn't happen though, until I died. I was stuck in this chair. I sighed, zoomed out of Tokyo. I turned off the computer and went to bed. I got up early and decided to look around Paris. I randomly zoomed to an area and saw a street lined with old brick buildings and a few small shops and an old tan brick church. I spun the view around a few more times and then saw something peculiar. Sitting on the bench at the bus stop were two people. One of them was a young woman with her feet stuck in front of her in a relaxed manner. She was wearing those same red sneakers. I was startled for a moment as
Oh,
I noticed
jeez.
the black pants and black hooded jacket. Her dark brown hair was tied loosely behind her head.
She's
A
everywhere.
gray bag sat on the bench beside her.
Why are you
This is crazy, I thought. It can't possibly be the same woman. This is a different country, different continent even. How could it be her? This is stupid. It wasn't as if these were live photographs. They were taken ahead of time and then stored. It's not like she was in two places at once. She could just be a traveler. Besides, without seeing her face, it was impossible to tell it was the same person. Brown is a common hair color. Those red sneakers were something I purchased online. I'm sure a million other people did too. I shook my head and went to fix some lunch. When I got back online, I decided to look at Berlin. I picked a random street as usual. It looked pretty empty. There wasn't much to see at all, really. I was disappointed and moved my cursor to click away when something caught my eye. I turned the view, and there they were. Those damn red sneakers. I stared in shock. How could she be there too? Even if she was traveling, there's no way I would find her every time. Even
All
finding her
3
in Paris
people
would have been
left
one
all
heck
of a
coincidence,
sudden.
But this was crazy.
4 people.
Was this some kind of
Yeah,
joke?
3 people left.
Had Google decided to play a prank on its users that used their product so much? I did a quick search.
Oh my goodness, creepypasta.
Shows up like Waldo. There was nothing. I looked through articles on strange things you can see on Google Maps, but none of them mentioned a woman that travels the world with you. Had my self-imposed isolation driven me mad? Had I become so lonely that I created a hallucination for myself? I sent a text message to a friend asking him to look at the locations. I asked him if he saw the same woman. Then I waited, hands sweating, heart thumping in my chest. I jumped when my phone beeped. I see the lady you're talking about in Berlin. I didn't see her in Paris or Tokyo. Is this some kind of game or what? Are you okay? I didn't respond, instead returning to the locations in Tokyo and Paris. There she was. I shivered. Who was she? What was happening?
It's her
I
mother.
searched
I'm
Sydney,
kidding.
then London, Zurich, Hong Kong. She was everywhere I looked. In each
17
picture, she
subscribers.
came
That's
closer and closer
I have
to looking
35,
directly at me
bruh.
with her blurred out
The other day
face.
when I just
My
checked,
heart
I
felt like
had
a terrified bird slamming around
14.
inside my chest. Who was she?
Or was it 12?
Was she following me? Was
No, I
I
was 14.
following her? I wish I could see the expression on her face, know what she saw when she looked back at me. I wanted to get out of the chair and run. Why is it that the only thing that made me feel free again was the thing that made me feel even more trapped? I typed in the name of my town and zoomed into a random street. It was a couple of miles from my house.
Oh,
The gates to
jeez.
the city park were shown in the clarity of daylight, despite it being night here. There she was. There she was. She was only a few miles from my house. She was near me, and she was watching me. She was coming for me. What did she want? I typed in the name of the apartment complex where I live. I could see the outside of the building. The parking lot was full of cars, and there were a few blurred out children in the playground. I searched everywhere for her. She wasn't in the parking lot,
I'm coming!
sidewalks, not hiding between the buildings or standing in the playground. I even scanned each of the cars, behind
can
the bushes,
see her
each of
when
the
I
blurred
move.
windows.
Oh, yes.
She wasn't there.
Oh, yes?
I curled tightly around myself and lay my head down on the desk. This place was safe. I didn't leave the apartment anyway. I would never use Google Maps again. I would never see her again. She could stay at the park for all I cared. I'm safe, I said to myself in a whisper. It felt good to hear it out loud. I'm safe.
Sorry.
A chill ran down my spine. I had a camera hooked to my computer that showed who was at the front door. As I went to turn on the security feed, I realized the last of Google's images that I'd seen had only shown the outside of the building. Just the outside. I looked at the screen and saw a woman in black pants and a black hooded jacket carrying a gray bag with a shoulder strap. Of course, there were those red sneakers. She looked directly at the camera, her face still a complete blur, as she reached her hand out in front of her. That's when I heard the front door slowly open. Want something scary for your walls?
Oh, jeez. Okay, I'm ending live. Bye, peoples.
There's only 666, so get